Earlier, we said a constraint is a particular type of restriction against a GCP service or a list of services. Think of a constraint as a blueprint that defines what behaviors are controlled. The enforcing GCP service will evaluate the constraint type and value to determine the restriction. There are two main constraint types, list and Boolean. The list constraint type allows or disallows values within a list. An example would be compute.vm external IP access. This list constraint defines the set of Compute Engine VM instances that are allowed to use external IP addresses. Remember, by default, all GCP VM instances are allowed to use external IP addresses. Boolean constraint types turn policies on or off. And an example of this constraint type would be the compute.disable serial port access constraint. Of course, there are many different constraints for different GCP services. The slide shows a few more constraints that are available for some other services. An interesting use case is that of Compute Trusted Image Projects constraint. By default, users in your project can create persistent disks or copy images using either public images or any other images that your project members can access through IAM roles. However, you may want to restrict your projects to only use images that contain approved software to create boot disks that meet your policy or security requirements. The Trusted Images policy can be used to enforce which images can be used in your organization. This allows you to host organization-approved hardened images in your GCP environment.